Do you have boring, flat conversations with women that lead to nowhere?
Sorry, I gotta go.
Wait, hold on a sec.
Well, in this video, we're gonna take you from these boring, safe conversations with women all the way to having polarizing man-to-woman communication that will consistently get women addicted to being around you. And the good news is that once you have these tools, it's actually gonna be very easy to have fun, effective conversations with women, even if you're a bit shy or introverted like me. Number one, judgment. And yes, I am saying that you should judge women to their face. But of course, there's different types of judgment. You can be an asshole and judge a woman for her appearance or for her values or for her family. And when you're an asshole, it can also be effective because women are used to talking to nice simps they can walk all over, and then when they talk to an asshole who has a backbone, that can be a little interesting. However, it's not gonna be effective long term. It's gonna tend to work with more insecure women, and it's usually gonna lead to kind of like a toxic relationship. So let's avoid that. However, if you judge a girl in the correct way, it can actually be a very effective tease or flirt that gets her to qualify herself to you. So maybe it comes up during the conversation that she's very skilled on the computer, or she plays video games. You could sit back and say, "Oh, so low-key, you're a bit geeky, huh?" Or maybe as soon as you guys get to the bar and sit down, she waves the waiter over and she orders a drink, like a very specific cocktail. You could be like, "Damn, you're the type of girl who knows what she wants." Or maybe the opposite happens and she's sitting there studying the menu, unable to make a decision. You could say, "It seems like you're a bit lost when it comes to your drink preferences." And the key here is that you're labeling a girl. She's doing something, you're saying something, and then you're labeling her or putting her into like a specific bucket and saying, "Oh, you're that type of person." And obviously this is a lot different than saying, "Wow, you're a fucking nerd," or like, "Hurry up, just make up your mind. I ain't trying to wait all day." It's gonna make the conversation fun, and either she's gonna be like, "How did you know I'm that type of girl?" Or if she doesn't like the label you gave her, she's gonna be like, "Nah, hell no, I'm not like that. Nah, trust me, let me prove myself to you." Number two, be opinionated. So whenever there's a chance to double down on who you are, instead of caving to the pressure of the situation and molding to the other person's preferences, it makes you instantly memorable. Like, that's not just David, that's fucking David. So let me ask you a question. When you notice in conversation that your preferences or your opinion on something is different than the girl you're talking to, how do you normally respond? So maybe I'm making some small talk and I ask the girl, "What's a good movie you've seen recently?" And she says, "Oh, I don't really watch too many movies," which still shocks me that a lot of people, like a large percentage of the population, don't really enjoy watching movies. So I could either mold to the situation and be like, "Oh, well, like, do you watch TV shows or what do you like to watch?" Or I could double down on who I am and be like, "You don't watch movies? Like, what do you even do at night?" Low-key, I'm obsessed with the cinema. It's such a small thing, but rather than playing it safe and it being just like another, very even-keel conversation, immediately this spike of energy is injected into the conversation. And she's always gonna remember that I'm a movie buff, or at least that maybe I'm not a great critic, as you guys know, but that I love movies. Everything's like an 8 out of 10 to me.
9 out of 10 from what I saw. Solid 8.3 out of 10 out of 10. It's the perfect action movie.
Number three, insert a little pinch of doom. I'm not talking about the video game, you fucking nerds. I mean, you guys who play Doom seem a little bit geeky. Now, tell me if I'm wrong, but I'm guessing that you are someone who likes to play devil's advocate. If there's someone who's saying something, a lot of times you might say the opposite just to kind of see how they respond, right? Well, the interesting thing is that almost everybody has this tendency. It's human nature to kind of want to like balance out what the other person is saying. And it's not that we enjoy arguing, it's just we do this. Almost everybody does this shit. Now, there's a very easy way to use this same principle with women, and maybe it's slightly manipulative, but it's very effective. Ready? All you do from time to time when you guys disagree on something, or even if you don't disagree on something, you just find a place to push her away and to insinuate that you guys aren't a good match or that you're not interested. Let's say she orders a drink that's different than yours, and then you judge her on that, and now you guys are discussing drinks. You could say, "Honestly, I don't think this is gonna work out between us. I don't think we're a good match." And it's playful, and she's gonna play along in the moment and be like, "Yeah, you're right. Maybe this is not gonna work out." But subconsciously, she's not gonna be able to help herself. She's gonna want to play devil's advocate and balance it out, and you're gonna notice that over the next 2 or 3 minutes, she's getting closer to you, and she's trying to be extra friendly with you and get on your good side again. Or if a girl doesn't watch movies, I could say, "Yeah, I seriously don't know how this would ever work out between us because I gotta watch movies every night." Or if you're getting to the end of the first date, a sneaky way to ask her back to your place would be to say, "I was gonna ask you to come back over to my place and have a drink, but you seem like trouble, so I think that's probably not a good idea." Because now she's gonna say, "No, why would you say that? I promise I'm a good girl." And that's gonna give you the opening to be like, "All right, you gonna come back and have a drink?" Now, before we get to number four, I want you to be real with me for a second. Over the last 3 months, how many dates have you been on with women that you were genuinely excited about? And they were also genuinely excited to meet up with you. Because if you're not seeing actual results in your dating life with the types of girls that you want, like what the fuck are we even doing here? What's gonna change? Think seriously, ask yourself this question right now. What is gonna change over the next 3 months that's going to lead to you actually meeting those types of women? Because if you're just watching another YouTube about it, bro, I hate to break it to you, but that's not gonna be enough. It's gonna take some real changes and putting in some real fucking work to make this happen. That being said, if you are actually prepared to do what it takes to get the types of girls that you want, then click the first link in description and we'll help you get this sorted with my Beast Dating Coaching Program. But if you're watching this right now and you really haven't taken action up until now, then I think you also have to consider the possibility that maybe this is never gonna change and maybe this is always what your dating life is gonna look like. Number 4, probing. So you know those moments in conversation when the person you're talking to says something that's like a little bit suspicious and you're curious to know more, but you don't want to rock the boat, so you just kind of let it slide. So maybe a girl briefly mentions her ex and then she changes subjects, but the way she said it, you know that there's like a deeper story. Well, instead of just being like, oh, okay, let's just talk about the next thing, you should be like, wait, hold up a second. What's the full story here? What went down with your ex? Now, obviously, talking about her ex on the first date is not going to be ideal conversation, but if you're 2 to 3 weeks into hanging out with a girl and this comes up, that's definitely the path to take. Or maybe you guys are talking about cheating and the girl says, and I've had girls tell me this before, like, yeah, but I don't think cheating is that big of a deal. Well, in my head, I'm thinking, what the fuck is this girl talking about? Cheating is not a big deal. But a lot of times in that moment, there's a little resistance to saying that to her. So you just kind of take a mental note and move on. I mean, which is good. At least take the mental note. But what's better to do is to probe a little bit and to say, wait a second, when you say that cheating's not that big of a deal, what do you really mean? Like, never just accept some surface level bullshit answer that someone's given you. I have a business partner who's relentless about how he does this. And a lot of times I just want to make a quick decision and move on, but he doesn't fully understand it. So he'll just, keep probing until he fully understands it. And I hate it, but I also respect him 10 times more because he does this. I know I can't just slide something by him. Like, whenever you suspect that there's more going on that the person's saying, always challenge them on it. Be polite, but call it out, because now you're going to learn more information and maybe you discover some red flags about a girl because she thinks cheating's okay, and that's obviously not going to fly in your relationship. But beyond that, beyond getting the information, the other person is going to know that, this guy doesn't fuck around. Like, I respect him. Number 5, movement. So the first 4 skills all required words being said or questions being asked. The beauty of this one is no words are required. Now let me ask you a question. Are you more attracted to the girls who are very easy to talk to, whenever you want, you can chat for a long time as long as you want to, or the girls that they're a little bit more scarce? It's tougher to have conversations with them. It's tougher to track them down. It's simple fucking human nature, bro. All of us are attracted to the more scarce thing. The thing we know we can have whenever we want it is boring. And the way that you implement this with women is you never let the conversation get to a point where it starts to feel flat and boring. You always exit or remove yourself first. Even if you could stay there and talk to her for another 5 or 10 minutes and it could be fun and you could get that validation of talking to a hot girl, remove yourself from the situation. Add scarcity. If I approach a girl at the gym, I could say, hey, I see you training here the same time as me every day. I just wanted to say what's up. My name's David. What's your name? And then we'll introduce ourselves and I might ask, so what are you training today? And maybe she's training legs. Well, I could keep the conversation going and say, ooh, legs is tough. What are your top 3 favorite leg exercises or some shit? Or I could just say, well, look, it was nice to meet you. I'll let you get back to training. Maybe I'll see you around. And it's not that the first way is wrong, but that second way, there is no chance in hell that she's going to see me as some awkward or creepy guy at the gym. She's going to be like, wait, what? He came over and talked to me and then he's gone like Batman or Superman or some shit. Like, what's going on with this guy? Next time she is going to be primed. She's going to be waiting for you to talk to her again. Or a powerful rule that I made for myself on first dates is that the date should always be from 1 to 2 hours long max. If you've been going on these, 3+ hour first dates and maybe you think, oh, it's so good, the conversation, flowed so well, there was no awkward silences, but then you're sitting over here, never getting a second date and you're still wondering why. Well, that's the fucking answer, bro. There's no scarcity. There's no curiosity about the second date. It's boring. She already knows what she's going to get. Look, the whole point here is that when you have conversations with people, there's a certain expectation that you have. And if they live up to that expectation, well, it's expected. And by definition, that makes it a little bit boring or not exciting. But if a girl comes into a conversation with you and she's talking to you and there's a lot of unexpected shit happening where you're labeling her, you're pushing her away a little bit, you're quickly removing yourself from the conversation, she's not going to know what's going on, and that's going to be really exciting and enticing. And of course, just manipulating these things is not going to get you, a 10 out of 10 girlfriend, but it is going to get your foot in the door with girls who otherwise might dismiss you as a little bit boring. Once your foot's in the door, from there it's just about leading it properly, also actually being a high value guy who has things going on, so she wants to be part of that journey with you. But the first crucial stages, those first few moments, those first few conversations, if you fuck those up, you don't have a chance anyway. Now, if you want to make sure that you're also leading things forward properly, make sure you watch this video next. It's about how to hold a masculine frame with women. This is the most crucial fucking part of dating. If you mess this up, you're screwed. Click there to watch that now. If you're new to the channel, click down there to subscribe, as I release 2 new videos every single week and you don't want to miss them. I'll talk to you in the next video. Stay beastly.